Well, good evening, YouTubers. Reloading Bench back with you on this very, very hot, should be fall evening of coolness, but it's still over 80 degrees, so I'm having my delicious sparkling water. My son and I got in discussion about this. I'm like, dude, it's just water. See, it's sparkling water with other natural flavors, 0 calorie. And he said to me, Dad, try and read the ingredients. I'm like, I had to stop at carbonated water because everything else required a degree in chemistry to read and understand. But it's delicious. Ooh, ah. So as you can see, tonight we're going to be doing an unbagging, because I wouldn't call this a box, but I think there's a box in here. At least I sure hope so. Maybe the padding. Interesting wrapping. But the focus of this video is not going to initially be on this. Let me show you. All right, so we are going to be talking tonight about less lethal, or actually I'm going to call this non-lethal, but I know people have died from shock and stuff, so maybe less lethal is the right term. I don't know. You can fill me in the comments. So I'm going to start with this taser, this C2 taser. Got this for a family member like 10 years ago, or maybe even longer. And if memory serves, okay, I can't remember. I think you just, actually, I don't know. I'm having trouble pulling this out. I thought you just squeeze and pull, but maybe not. I don't know. But in any case, the reason why we're talking about this is this was purchased for a family member for, obviously personal defense. And it still works. I mean, actually, I take that back. You can see it's got the red light, the light and the red dot for aiming. But the battery is needing replacement. So, and I think it came with this. I don't remember if they came with this holster or not. I think it comes with 2 cartridges. And, I was never a big fan of this shape because it's like the flashlight. I mean, it's not bad. It's better than nothing. But, no, there's no cool factor. That's for sure. Yeah, I can't remember how to. I always thought it was just a pull. Ah, yeah, it is. Okay, Jesus, I'm gonna fucking bleed from that. Cartridge comes with 2 cartridges, and this was a cool little device. But we needed to get a battery replacement, and these are $40 to $60 online, eBay, whatnot, and it's going to be old stock because this isn't made anymore. This model has been discontinued for quite a number of years. I just put that in backwards. I think I did. There we go. So, but the cool factor, for personal protection, and again, it's red, so it's red is I believe red is unhealthy. So fast forward to 2019. So I bought this for a family member, and considering that this is like 10 years old and the battery still works, albeit probably won't deploy, that says a lot. Fast forward to 2019, and they had come out with a different version, a Taser. I don't remember if C2 was the model number or C2 was the company at the time, Taser C2. But in any case, they came out with this pew-pew looking version. God, I don't even know which way this goes in. Maybe that way. Have to look at the video. So they came out with this pew-pew version. And I don't remember if I bought this. I don't think it came with this. I think I bought this separately, and then I took off the belt clip thingy. because I just used it for, trigger protection so that it didn't accidentally get pulled, turned on and pulled, because everything is essentially protected. Can't turn it on. And it's tough to get off. So the Pew Pew version came out, and I'm like, oh, that's too cool. I liked it much better than the flashlight version. And this was called the Pulse Plus, or Pulse. It says Plus on here, but I don't think this was the Pulse Plus version, because the Pulse Plus version had, which was the model after this, and maybe this is the Pulse Plus, I don't know. But the Pulse Plus had a GPS capabilities with, I think it was called Noon Light, an app for your phone and whatnot. And, when you shoot this, it trickles, a bunch of confetti with a serial number on it. But what was cool about this was, it's Pew Pew shaped. And you could, I'm not saying you can't use that as effectively as this, but same cartridge. I think this one's a little easier to, okay, it's late. I've had a long day. Came back from welding class. I believe the cartridges are, interchangeable. So what made this one kind of cool too is it's got the light. You can see it's a lot brighter light. It's got the red dot. And when it's fully charged, you get a green light. And it looks like that's going yellow right now. So it's time to probably update the batteries again. So that's kind of what this video is about. So the batteries for this one, I think the website said it lasts about 2 years. But that's kind of what we're going to talk about. So when we went out to, I guess let me take a step back and start talking about their product space. So when I needed a new battery for this, I reached out to, our folks at Taser. I think they're called Axion, actually. And this is their lineup. Or it says it's their current lineup. The Pulse, the Bolt 2, the Strike Light 2, the 7 CQ, and the X1. And then when you go out and you try to look for accessories, they have cartridges for $60, so $30 a cartridge. They list the battery, the Pulse battery pack at $25. Then you're going to pay shipping and tax and all that good stuff, so probably close to $40 or more. There's the holster, a soft holster, carrying case, and just some miscellaneous stuff. But when you go out to their site, because when we needed this battery, you have to buy this battery pack. You can't do any self-service to this. And this accessory, this particular version is no longer supported, so they don't sell battery packs for this. So you'd have to get it on the open market, like an eBay kind of thing. So when I went out and I looked at, what's their current offerings, because, okay, if it's time for a battery and the battery's too hard to find, let's buy another one of these. Okay, so you saw says their current lineup, but when you go out to their website and you look at their products, they only have 3 products: the Sidekick, the Bolt 2, and then the Pro Series. And what's interesting is they show this and list this $9.99, but when you actually look at their products and you click on this one, that one is $1,700. The $9.99 one is this gray, funky looking thing that isn't as feature rich as this one. So, they all deliver the 5-second cycle. This was a couple $100. They were all a couple $100 in their time. And in my opinion, well worth it. I think back in the day when I was looking at the Plus and the Pulse, the difference in the features, cartridge range 15 feet, 5-second shock, incapacitation time 30 seconds, integrated laser, integrated flashlight. The difference between the $500 version and the $400 version of the Pulse was built-in GPS and Bluetooth connectivity, more fancy schmancy. And again, 400 versus 500, or I think I was $100 off. But when I went out to find, back in the day, I think this was about a year, maybe more than a year ago, I went out to, like, okay, I need a new battery. And this is the battery. Let me make sure I don't yank anything incorrectly, because they don't give you a whole lot of room to maneuver here. So I'm like, okay, I need to get a battery. So I went out looking for the battery. And what I found was they only sell this battery for 25 bucks. This Pulse battery pack. This durable lithium power magazine powers all Taser all Taser Pulse devices. This is not a rechargeable battery. And when I looked at that, I'm like, well, that doesn't look like mine. It's got the same basic shape, but some differences here. And I'm like, what's up with that? So I started doing some research, and I discovered that Axion Taser discontinued this line of the the little pew shape, back in 2022, a few years ago. And I was bummed. I was like, wow, I like this. I'm not so keen on, the big giant thing. I like this felt little, it's like the size of a Smith & Wesson shield. So in any case, back to my battery issues, which is very comparable to this battery issue. This is not user serviceable. I'm sure there's somewhere on the internet where you can take this apart and solder and do magic and all that kind of shit, which is something I'm not going to do. Okay, so this side up is up this way. Drinky drink time. This stuff is so good. So back to my battery woes. So I'm thinking, I look online and I see there's a whole bunch of stuff online on how to service this battery. And the way you service the battery, if memory serves, is you essentially squeeze it until it pops, and then you have two C134 batteries. And I believe this is the Plus battery. And then this just goes back in, and you'll hear a snap, and you're good. And then you put it back in here once you've changed everything. And make sure I do this correctly. They don't give you a lot of room. There's not this doesn't come real far, and it's like a little computer fitting. And once I plug it in, I always check to make sure, okay, we're green, that it works, before I go jamming it back in. And I don't remember which way it's supposed to go, to be quite honest. Since it went in, that's the way it's supposed to go. And there we go. There's my user serviceable forever rechargeable, exchanging capabilities of the battery. So the product lifespan for this is, for all practical purposes, indefinite. Whereas this is obsolete. I don't have the option of another you know, buy more battery, or I'm gonna have to buy old stock. So this is cool. So when this was dead, we decided, all right, this is the way to go. Try and find a pulse. Easier said than done. Which brings us to our package. So you can probably guess what's in the package. This. Okay, so it looks like we've got a bunch of bubble wrap protecting. Alright, so let's get past the protective cover. Alright, there we go. There's the magic. Alright, so we'll hopefully be able to open this on this end. Interesting wrapping. No complaints. Just interesting. Better. There's not going to be any prying eyes or prying hands. Either or. Wow. Yes. Okay, bigger knife. This is where I bleed. And we're going to get scissors because we've been down the bleed path with knives too frequently. Oh my goodness, it's a goodie. Alright, we're gonna need bigger scissors. Okay. Woo! All right, we've gotten to the bubble wrap. The very thick bubble wrap. All right, so this is a new old stock Taser Pulse. So maybe I do have the Pulse Plus. Let's get rid of the knives so I do not bleed. As well, and maybe keep the scissors out just in case. Okay, where do we have an opening? All right, so this is, again, new old stock, lift to reveal. What do we have? That is the aluminum target. We have all the instructions, which will stay right there. We'll leave that here for now. And we'll focus on, do you think this is going to turn on? Let me get this out of the way. All right, drum roll. So this is very old stock. You can tell it's not been used. No abuse. It still has the original tape. The I remember this. Yellow tapey. Yellow tapey. All right, moment of truth. So this has been, I don't even know if it's connected. Oh, look at that. That's freaking cool. The fact that that turned on. Oh, mother fudger. Mother fudger. That is not what I was expecting. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. I'm going to guess that this dude, whoever sold this, replaced the original battery, because these are not the battery packs that came with it. So he replaced the battery to put a new battery in. That's a bummer. I was hoping we could do battery maintenance, and wow, that's a bummer. That's a bummer, but that's what happens when you buy shit online. New old stock. Yeah, I'm going to ask him, did he replace the battery, because that's... this is a newer model, and it has the old battery style, which means this should have the old battery style too. Yeah, that's a bummer. Not what I was expecting. So, oh well. We will see if there's another part to this saga. All right, we're back, and now it's time to admit my idiotness. So when I found this online, I remember this packaging, and it reminded me of my Pulse purchase back in 2019. But, so I thought that this battery type, this rechargeable battery type, I thought was what I would call the standard model, meaning all Pulses would have that. And I'm wrong, because I know that Pulse or Axion sells this particular battery today, and that's the battery they sell for all of the Pulses. That's the battery, and it's a good price, $24.99. But you're going to pay shipping, you're going to pay handling, you're going to pay tax. So I'm guessing $45 out the gate. So and then if you buy a couple, then you'll have a battery sitting on the shelf potentially for a long time. When I opened this, my first thought was, oh wow, the dude exchanges, because to have this be older than this was discontinued in 22. So this is a minimum of this was introduced, I can't remember. So if I bought this in 2019, that means maybe this was still around in 2019, because there was a time when both were available. So I'm going to call this 2019. That would make this battery 5 years old. And the fact that when I turned it on and it works, I was shocked. So my first thought was, oh, the dude replaced the battery with a new battery. So I reached out to him, and sure enough, he did not. So I'm like, okay. You did not. I don't know which one was which. I'm gonna have to watch the video. I'm gonna assume, yeah, I don't know which one was which is blacker. I guess it doesn't matter. So, my bad for not paying attention. Shame on me for not verifying that this battery was not the sealed battery type. I don't know if this is CR123s. I'm kind of not thinking it is. This might be a proprietary little config because of the size. When you look at the two sizes, that battery right there looks a lot bigger than this. Yeah, I think I'm out of luck. In that that's the price I paid for, trying to find something. I thought I was picking this exact model up and I'd be able to change the batteries, but that's not how it goes. I actually thought I had a Pulse. I didn't realize I had a Pulse Plus. Again, this was a set it and forget it kind of thing. So I thought, oh, Pulse, this looks like what I had. You know, the box looks like my old box, just minor marketing with the little plus sign. So I will pay the price, literally, for that mistake. It is what it is, and now we have this. And I did double check. This C2, this particular model, where is it engraved? The Taser C2. This is discontinued. So, you know, this is a useless device to me, which is kind of a bummer because, you know, it still works. So I see this, you know, online, like on the auction sites for $40 plus tax plus shipping. You know, that's how they get you. It's kind of like I said, the laser printer manufacturers, they get you with the cost of the consumables, not necessarily the cost of the actual printer per se, but the ink and the cartridges. So that's what's going on here, the battery cartridge. So that's essentially useless unless I pick up another battery, which I might do. You know, we have enough cars that keep one in the trunk or back, what am I looking for? Armrest of a vehicle because of the laws. This is not a pew-pew. But just a little bummed that this didn't turn out as I had hoped it would, with the ability to swap out the battery so easily. The other thing to look for is, you know, maybe find a used battery, this style battery, somewhere online. Very doubtful that's going to happen. Probably have more luck finding a used Pulse Plus and then going after the battery. So live and learn. Later.